Good evening, viewers. My name is Imran. I'm a UK and international tax specialist. Once again, I'm here with another interesting video. In this video, I will explain to you the loss relief restriction for individual in the UK. I have already uploaded a video on the YouTube which explain how an individual can relieve trading losses against, or how an individual can use the trading loss against other income. In this video, I will explain to you what is the restricted amount when an individual wish to use their trading losses against other income in the UK. So this video is with illustration and examples, which will make it very easy for the viewers to understand the concept. After watching this video, you will definitely do well in exam and in practice. I suggest you do not skip any part of this video because there are lots of useful information in this video. Also subscribe to my channel because I'll be making more interesting video on the UK taxes, financial reporting, financial management and performance management. In the UK, when it comes to tax planning, when there is a good news, is usually followed by a bad news, or there is always some restriction, or there are some limitation. You need to understand the limitation as well in order for you to advise your client, or you can answer your question in exam. So this topic is highly tested in ACCA, ACA and CTA taxation exam. It's also helping viewers in understanding the restriction on the loss relief against other income. This video is with illustration which will make it very easy for the viewers to understand the concept. Now let's begin. Loss restriction for individual. There is a restriction on the amount of loss an individual can use against net income in a particular tax year. So the aim of this restriction was to ensure that individuals on higher incomes cannot use relief excessively. So due to restriction, the total amount to be used against net income will be restricted to greater of 50,000. So you will choose the greater of 50,000 or 25% of individual adjusted net income for the year. So the individual adjusted net income equal to total income minus the gross amount of personal pension contribution paid by the individual. Very important, there's no restriction on the amount of loss the individual can offset against income from the same trade. So what does it mean? That, for example, if an individual has an income from partnership for several years, so he will pay tax. However, for some reason there is a loss from the same partnership, even so, then there's no restriction. Those 50,000 limit or 25% of the adjusted net income limit will not apply if you're going to set the trading loss arises against the income of the same trade. So there's no restriction. So bear in mind. There's also no restriction on the amount of loss that can be set against the capital gain. So the restriction only applies to the amount of loss that can be used against non-trading income such as interest income, rental income, and salary, or claim under S64. So what S64 claim mean is the current year claim, or the claim you make to carry back the losses to set against the net income of the previous year. So that is called S64 claim. Now here's illustrations. So for the year ended 31st March 2023, the trader has a loss of 140,000. For the year ended 31st March 2022, there was a trading profit of 10,000. Simon has other income of 150,000 in 2022-23 and 130,000 in 2021-22. He has no pension contribution and he wished to claim relief for the loss arises in 2022-23 against the income of 2022-23 and 2021-22 under S64. So let's see how much Simon can have a relief and how much losses he can set against other income. So I will show it to you on the following slide. Now, as Simon is claiming relief under S64 because there's a trading loss, he wished to use this trading loss against other income of the same year. So since Simon total income for 2022-23 is 150,000, so 25% of this will be 37,500, which is lower than 50,000. So the maximum relief under S64 will be 50,000. So remember, you need to choose the between 50,000 or 25% of adjusted net income. So remember, the adjusted net income is 150,000 multiplied by 25%. That would give you 37,500, and then the 50,000. So whichever is bigger. So definitely 50,000 is bigger. So choose the 50,000. Remember, the relief is greater of 50,000 or 25% of adjusted net income. So this will result Simon a net income of 150,000 minus 50,000. That will give you a revised net income of 100,000. So Simon claim a relief for 50,000 against other income of 2022-23. I mean, so obviously there's a trading loss of 140,000. However, Simon cannot use all the trading loss and can have a tax refund for the entire trading loss because of the restriction. If the trading loss would be set against the trading income of the same trade, there would be no restriction. However, this 150,000 pound is not a trading income. That is an other income. So when you setting the trading loss against other income, so there is a restriction. So the restriction is 25% of adjusted net income or 50,000. So whichever is bigger. So definitely in our case, 50,000 is bigger than the 25% of 150,000. Now, you need to lay out a table like this. So trading income is nil, other income is 150,000. Simon wished to have a claim under S64, the current year claim. So based on the restriction, because the trading income is used against other income, so the restriction applies. The restriction will be greater of 25% of adjusted net income, which is 37,500 or 50,000. So the 50,000 is bigger. So Simon will have a relief for 50,000 pound worth losses. So Simon revised net income will be 100,000. So Simon the remaining loss after the current year claim would be 140,000, and 50,000 has been used against the current year other income. So 90,000 worth losses has been left with the Simon, which Simon can carry forward or can make a claim for carry back. Now, after utilizing losses against the current year, the trading loss against current year net income or other income, so Simon decided to carry back the losses and set against the previous period, which is 2021-22. So in previous period, or in the previous year, so Simon has a trading income of 10,000, other income of 130,000. So remember, when you're setting or using trading loss against other income, so the restriction applies. So the restricted amount is 25% of adjusted net income. So 130,000, 25%, that is 32,500. And then 50,000. So the greater amount in this case again is 50,000. So Simon can use 50,000 worth trading losses against other income, and then he can still use another 10,000 losses against trading income. Remember, when you're utilizing trading loss against trading income, there is no restriction. The restriction only applies when you're using trading loss against other income, as you can see from here. So then Simon revised net income for 2021-22 will be 80,000, and obviously Simon already paid tax in that year, so Simon can ask for a tax refund. So it's very simple, or amend the tax return. Simon remaining loss after the carry back is, remember, 50,000 was used in the 2022-23, so there was 140,000 worth losses. So 50,000 was used in the previous 2022-23, so 90,000 was left. 60,000 has been used in this accounting period 2021-22, so Simon still has another 30,000 worth trading loss, which can be carried forward and set against the future trading profit. Also remember, if the trade is not commercial, that is on commercial basis with a view to realization of profit, no loss relief is available. If it's just a hobby and you start a hobby in the evening and you have full-time job and then you create a loss from that hobby, you cannot set that loss against employment income. To set this loss from this business, the side business, so the side business must be on commercial basis in order to make such claim, because there are various court cases. The HMRC has denied many tax refund on the basis because the business is not on commercial basis. For example, you're doing something on Amazon, it must be on commercial basis. So if you generate losses, you must show it to HMRC that the business on commercial basis, and then you have full-time income daytime. You can set the losses arises on Amazon against your salary or wages and ask for tax refund, because on salary and wages, when it's processed, you pay tax. So at the end of the year, when you do your calculation, you can have a tax refund. However, this business must be on commercial basis. Similarly, if individual carries trade in a non-active capacity and make a loss from a trade in that year, so it means he's not active, so it means he's not actively involved. So the maximum loss which can be offset against non-trading income or gain is capped at 25,000. If a non-active trader has a loss of 40,000, so he can only offset 25,000 against other income and gain. That would be the case if you having a partnership with another partner and you're not actually involved, and then you have a loss from that partnership and you wish to set it against other income. So this amount will be restricted to only £25,000. So the non-active trader is the one who devote less than 10 hours per week to his or her trade. So that is, remember the restriction. So in this case 25,000, the amount will be only will be restricted to 25,000. Now, to understand this topic very well, I suggest you watch my other videos on relief for the trading losses for individual in the UK, which is on the YouTube. So once you watch this video, then you will find this one very easy. So finally, thanks for watching. I hope you found this video useful. Remember, once you have the knowledge, the examiner cannot trick you. The examiner will test your knowledge. Even in practical life, everyone would be testing your knowledge. No one will be asking you a question, can you calculate the income tax? Because it's calculated by the tax software. However, in exam, you need to calculate. In practice, people will be asking you this question, the restriction, planning, tax relief, and then what are the restrictions? If you understand the planning aspect and then you don't know the restriction, eventually your tax return will be wrong and you will be subject to heavy penalty and fines, and you will be subject to investigation from the HMRC. Remember, to remember one side and then forget the other side, this will not solve the problem. You have to dig in to find out the root. So you need to find out the exact, you need to go deeper to get more marks in the UK tax. So do not forget to share, like, and comments. Also, my aim is to give you confidence and knowledges you need for your exam and in practice, hence your chances of employability will be high. Do not forget to share, like, and comments. Also hit the subscribe button because I will be making more useful videos like this to benefit you. Now it's time to wish you a very good night.